Hi, I'm Joe Oliver. I'm a clinical psychologist and an ACT therapist. Today, I'm going over the process known as contact with the present moment that's from within the ACT model, which is closely aligned to the concept of mindfulness. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, urging us to think, to plan, to achieve. But what if there's another way of being? A way that can bring us more peace, more clarity, and more connection. In Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, ACT, we explore the concept of being mode, a way of engaging with the world that's less about thinking and more about experiencing. It's about tuning into our five senses, letting go of mental chatter, and embracing the present moment. Just a note, fluffy it might seem, but it certainly is not. There's a ton of evidence behind this to show it has wide and far-reaching effects. It is a game changer of a skill and can quite literally change your life. So think about it, how often do you truly savor a cup of coffee, noticing the rich aroma, the smooth taste, the warmth in your hands, the caffeine as it pumps into your veins? Or how often do you truly appreciate a beautiful sunset, noticing the vibrant colours or the gentle breeze? Or do you quickly slip into critiquing it? Like, that's not bad, but the red should be a bit deeper. We often get caught up in these kind of thoughts, replaying the past or worrying about the future, and this mental time travel keeps us from fully experiencing the richness of the present moment. In ACT, we call this fusion. It's getting stuck in our thoughts and losing touch with the present moment. And this can lead to all sorts of unhelpful behavior patterns and thinking patterns like rumination and worry. So let me give you an example. Imagine you're in the queue getting your morning coffee, and it's a long queue, but it's worth the wait. The beans are good, these guys know what they're doing, and the coffee is fantastic. And then, while you're not watching, someone cuts in front of the queue. And what happens? Well, you get mad at this obvious injustice, and you fume about how rude the person was, and you dwell on about how often this happens, and how the world is falling apart because of bad manners. And it's like you get lost in thought, and they become sort of a form of reality for you. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for breaking free from fusion and connecting with the present moment. You get to choose to step outside that tornado of thoughts and come back to the present. It doesn't mean, of course, you have to turn the other cheek. As you come back, you get the chance to check your values, and you might decide as you do so to let that queue jumper have both barrels, or you just might simply decide to let it go. The emphasis is on you choosing, not your thoughts. So it's about paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, sensations without judgment. It's about observing them as they arise and allowing them to pass without getting carried away. Mindfulness can be practiced anywhere, at any time. You can practice it while you're walking, while you're eating, even just while sitting quietly. The key is to bring your attention to the present moment and engage your senses. And in this way, we move out of a busy doing mode, which is characterized by lots of activity from our busy problem-solving minds, and into this being mode, where we land in the present and we get to appreciate what is in front of us in this moment. The research evidence suggests that even just 5 minutes of present moment practice a day can be beneficial for us. 5 minutes, that's hardly anything. And it doesn't have to be a formal meditation. It can just be as simple as bringing awareness to that morning coffee, noticing the taste and the smell, or bringing your awareness to your body as you walk to work, or pick up the kids from school, or breathing, something most of us are all pretty good at. So here's Mindfulness 101 in 3 steps, and I'm going to invite you to try it with me now. So it's helpful to often sit in a comfortable position that's upright and alert. Bring your attention to your breath, where it comes in and out of your mouth or your nose, and notice the rise of your chest or your tummy. And see if you can bring your full attention to noticing the sensations of breath. And if your mind is anything like mine, it's about to go bananas. Thinking about what you had for lunch, that annoying email you've yet to respond to, and what the hell am I doing here anyway? The trick is to simply bring your attention back to your breath. And when your mind wanders, do that again, and again, and again. The goal is not stillness, it's developing this ability to notice your mind wandering. When we cultivate present moment awareness, we become more open to our experiences, more flexible in our responses, and more able to take effective action towards our values. The practice of mindfulness is not about escaping our thoughts or emotions. It's just simply learning to observe them without judgment and choosing what we want to do and respond how we choose to. By strengthening our ability to be present, we can create more space for clarity, compassion, and connection in our lives. But think of it like a muscle that needs to be worked out. And the more you do that and the more you strengthen it, the more likely you will have it available to use when you really need it. Like when that person jumps in front of you in the queue, or when you're getting cut up in traffic, or you've got a really tight deadline for work. Those are the key points where something like this is going to be a super helpful skill. Remember, there's a world beyond the constant rush and busyness of thoughts and anxieties. By cultivating this being mode, we can start to tap into a deeper sense of presence and peace and connection with ourselves and the world around us. So I really hope that's been useful, and I hope you've taken something from that, and feel free to message me if you've got any questions or comments.